Okay, I should be back. Okay. Yeah, just let me know if I am back. OBS says I'm back. Yeah, the glitch should exist. It might be that you can't use it in combos, but like, no big deal. For Hilda, all that matters is... Damn. That's the hot fire. So like I was saying before the stream died out on me, 63B, you can just bully people with this, really. If they're not ready, you can kind of just... And if they don't know how to handle that, like, you can just bop them. Bop them with that all day. They won't know, like, how to interrupt. So it's fun. Fun time. Okay, so carrying on, I guess I'll talk about the EX version of this. This is pretty useless. You don't really use it. Ever. You have so much better meter usage. The only time you use this if you want to spend 100, 200 meter to kill, and you just... I guess you can use that, but I wouldn't use that. You have better ways to spend your meter. You have better ways of ending your combos. Generally, don't advise you for using that. I think the one thing you can do that's kind of interesting is, yeah, you can do that. You should get a fat combo if I actually do a complete combo. Yeah, so you get that because you use the projectile glitch that I mentioned before. I almost forgot that you can do that with this move. Like, yeah. Nice as a punish. Yeah, you never see that move, but if you ever see it, it's to do that. Let me see what happens if I tack on an extra super. This is for science, folks. You get 4.8k. Yeah. So... And it hits from pretty far away, too. That's a little too far. But you won't, like, if you do it from that far away, you can't pick up like that. You have to, like, probably do something like that. Something silly. I don't know. I've never really messed around with combo routes like that, using it, because it's kind of, you know, insignificant, kind of silly. But, anyway, moving along. That was just showing an application of that. Let's talk about her second most important low, and that is her pillar. This is her A version, it's her B version, this is her C version. All the moves are incredibly important for Hilda. both the A and B versions of Pillar are both 15 frame startup, and they're both -8 on block. Incredibly fast, low attack. Like it's out there. It's unreactable. It always comes out from a set distance away from Hilda, so it's always gonna come out from this spacing from her. So it's like one character length away from her, and then the other one is like 2 character lengths, 3 actually, I'd say 3 to 4 character lengths away from her. You want to use this attack to catch people moving. Like a lot of people, like, you know, like I was saying before, like you can kind of bully them, you know, kind of like, you know, just pressure them in a way that makes them feel like, oh crap, like they can't move. You know, do really troll things like this. So eventually they're gonna get fed up. They're gonna be like, screw it, I'm gonna run at you. And that's when bam, or bam. Like this is really good on whiff. Like look how fast I can just do it. So if people think, oh crap, he whiffed, I'm gonna punish him. You better have something really fast, because if I do another one, you might get hit. Especially if you try running at me. High level Hilda play, it's all about anticipating movement and like stopping people from coming in on you. Not so much like overheading people and crap like that. It's more about being like, oh, I'm vulnerable, but not really. You thought I was vulnerable, then I caught you like trying to run at me or dash at me or try to jump at me. That's how you play Hilda. You bait their defense or their impatience, and you hit them for trying to get at you. That's essentially Hilda. That's the essence of Hilda. That's how you play her. This move is also air unblockable. I forgot to probably mention those properties, but a lot of like any grounded move that you basically do is air unblockable. You're doing this on the ground, so it's air unblockable. These are like not really considered projectiles, but for some reason this is air blockable, and I want to say it's considered a projectile, but I don't know the details on that too well. So that is Pillar basically. C Pillar, it tracks the opponent. It's a low as well. Very quick, punishes a lot of things from full screen. Does a lot of good minimum damage, so you generally want to end your combos with it. If you chain shift, you can combo off this, you know, get a nice damaging combo. Good time. Anyway, I'll discuss combos afterwards. This tour is pretty long, so please bear with me, everybody. We've been at it for quite some time. There's a lot to talk about. Last couple specials, one of her more important ones. This is her Lynch pin. The official English name for it, I think, is following pin, but people call it Lynch pin. So there's an A, B, and C version. A version of Lynch pin, like right in front of her. B version, a little bit farther in front of her. C version, a little farther than that too. So C version hits like half screen. A version hits directly in front of you. B version hits like a character 2 lengths away. These attacks are overhead. They're roughly they're 23 frames startup to become visible on the screen. So when it actually appears, it takes 23 frames. And then once it's out on the screen, there's extra time that it takes for it to fall down. So I think on most characters, it's actually like a 28 frame overhead. Reactable, but it's probably her fastest overhead. So you kind of, you know, work with that in terms of mixing up, aside from like, you know, that kind of cute stuff. I'm going to show probably one of the best uses of Lynch pin you can have. versus an opponent, and it's once again our dear friend Merkava. And I'm pretty sure you guys can guess what I'm gonna get at here. So once again, I'm going to record Merkava flying. This time I'm gonna make him fly at the top of the screen. Right? So let's do Lynchpin. He cannot, at any height, no matter what height he's at, Lynchpin will get you. Crap. Lynchpin is the ultimate anti-air against Merkava. He cannot fly versus that move. So in neutral, yeah, none of that. That is how you anti-air, especially full screen. Like if you're over here and Merkava just decides, oh yeah, I'm gonna fly. Fly from me, Merkava. No. And as you see, the longer you charge Lynchpin, the bigger it gets. So if you're playing neutral, right, you know, firing, whoops, that's not what I wanted. Like, you know, you're firing like crap like that. Whoa, come on. Oh, there you go. Nope. I barely missed. But the point is, that is how you definitely, that is like the surefire way to anti-air him. Like, no guessing, do it. Lynchpins are air unblockable, so he cannot even block that. He cannot get out of flight to safely block it. The ultimate Merkava killer. That is one of the best uses for Lynchpin of all time. It's also good as a general anti-air. Like, let's say you're standing at an awkward spacing and like you have it charged up. Someone decides to assault at you and you just cut off that airspace. Like, let's try that. Whoops. Yeah. 1, 2, assault chasing. Like, nope. No. Like, Lynchpin is actually a godlike anti-air. Like, it is so good. That's one of the true uses for Lynchpin, to anti-air people. Anti-air people and stop people from running at you, because it cuts off an entire vertical section of the screen. And it's of your choosing how far across the screen you want to cut people off on. It also serves as an overhead. You can do something really tricky, something really grimy. You know, simple knockdown. That. So as you guys saw, I just I threw a Condensed Gloom, right? And then I dropped a Lynchpin pretty much right over where the Condensed Gloom would appear. So it kind of makes it a little bit more difficult visually to tell where the Lynchpin's gonna come out from. So it's a really cheap way of hitting people with it. And Psionic Panda, the move does not really track itself, it just falls straight down. If people can dash past it fast enough, yes, the tracking will miss. But it has such a big hitbox, and you should be able to like react and release it in time, because it's not even a button press, it's literally just a release. And wherever it appears, like, it's already like active there. So the opponent will have a hard time trying to avoid it if they take to the air. It's kind of like an anticipation kind of thing. You kind of anticipate certain movement, and then you can, at the same time, you can kind of react with the move, given proper spacing. So with Hilda, like I said, it's all about spacing and, you know, reading into your opponent's defense and like how you think they want to move. That dictates how you use your attacks. It's all about spacing. Okay, so let's move on to her Condensed Gloom. her Condensed Gloom is one of her more powerful specials because of how you can set it up and what it accomplishes for you. Basically, Condensed Gloom, this is the A version. That's the B version. As you see, the differences where you throw them out. This is the C version. Now, each gloom, you can control at what angle the gloom shoots its swords out from after it's set by either hitting 4 plus any of her attack buttons, 2 plus any of her attack buttons, or 6 in any of her attack buttons. So this is if I hit 4, it fires them at Hilda. This is if I hit 2, it fires them straight down. This is if I hit 6, it fires them forward. Same story with the B one. This is if I hold 4 and hit a button. This is if I hit 2 and hit a button. This is if I hit 6 and hit a button. And it's the same story with this one. I'm not going to show all of them, but like that was 6. That's 2 and 4. You can imagine, like, yeah, I wanted showing them all anyway. But there you go. So what you will do with this attack, this is her Oki super, or rather just Oki special. On knockdowns, whoops, how's that? Something like that. Oki. They're forced to block that. They're forced to block that. You get a meaty situation with that. And if you guess right on which tech they do, and if you force them to block the like full brunt of the attack, you get to run mix-up like that. Get the low option. That is how Hilda just destroys people. She just constantly loops into that situation over and over and over again. And if you corner the opponent, you don't have to take a guess on how they'll tech. You will always just get a meaty gloom situation every time. Like, no questions asked. Everyone has to respect it. Well, I shouldn't say everyone, but you always force a meaty situation with the gloom. Now you're probably asking, oh crap, what do I do about that? So a couple things you can do about Condensed Gloom. Oki. So I'll pick 2 Hildas. So mid-screen, you're playing a guessing game. You're guessing between one of 2 things. And then from there, you have like subsets of things you can do. Oops, I'm bad. I'm bad. So, I'm bad. That is what we've learned today. Okay. So, that was, so against this particular setup, this catches me if I neutral tech regardless. Like, if I delay tech, like, it'll still get me. If I no tech, it'll still get me. Like, I still have to block that. But I can back tech. In this game, there's such thing as back tech. As you see, I was able to walk away. Back teching that setup lets me walk away. Scotch free. But I can, if I think my opponent is going to back tech, I can catch him. By doing the forward follow. So I'm forced to block. So basically the mix-up is you have to guess between how they're going to tech. Mid-screen, you must guess. Or do you think they're going to tech in place, or you think they're going to back tech? And depending on that and what your character has as options determines what you run for your Oki. So characters that have reversals and stuff, you can't just mindlessly do your Oki. You need to confirm their blocking and then run a unique setup on them. Like, you can Oki everyone every time, but you need to run the correct Oki setup, which I will show a little later. Yeah, this is the set play, but that is how you answer the set play. It's a 50-50 set play situation to determine whether or not you will make the opponent block. After that, then it becomes another 50-50 in becomes another 50-50 now with the whole high-low aspect of it. So that is how you answer the setup. You have to force a guess. Like, some Hildas will do this just cause. Like, I'll do this from time to time too, just cause it throws people off. But doing this is ultimately the same as doing this. They give you pretty much the same results. One cute gimmick you can do with gloom, like Condensed Gloom, is so you can intentionally make it non-meaty. So you can do something like that, and you can throw the opponent in the gloom. Like, if I get this right, crap, I didn't dash fast enough. But it's just a cool little application of. So look how much damage that throw just did. Her throw only does 1600, but I did 2500. So you can throw. You can force a situation where, like, cause people, they either have to, like, you know, tech the throw, and if they tech the throw, they have to block the gloom anyway. If they don't tech the throw and they eat it, they eat like almost 3k. They can actually eat 3k if I time it correctly. Like, it's like the most damaging throw in the game, like being meterless and whatnot. And if they try to mash you before you can throw them, like, the gloom comes out even on hit. Like, once the swords start, like, that's it. Once it's finally set, you can't get hit. Like, if they try to hit you, they'll get hit. And then you can combo off the swords. So it is in your favor once the gloom is set. Once it stops moving like that, that's it. The swords will come out, hit, or block. So, you can intentionally bait people into trying to stop you from throwing Condensed Gloom out. So, like, let's say I'm just, like, you know, doing pressure. You know, people are really used to, you know, they'll block this crap. Like, they're, like, you know, whatever, you just do shit. And then you decide to do this. Now, you don't know, there's no visual indicator as to which direction I'm going to fire this at. So, you're like, oh, he's vulnerable, I'm gonna hit him. And then you realize too late that, well, that was a little too slow. It's not as cool. I don't get a clear distinction, so let me do this properly. Okay. So people are like, oh crap, he's gonna do that, and then they run and they get hit. It's a real thing. So if you can condition your opponent to be like, oh no, if I try to run at him and hit him, I'm probably gonna eat this gloom and he's gonna get a fat combo because Condensed Gloom is like one of her best starters. So you don't want to eat that raw. So you can just mix them up instead, and you can be like, I'm going to do this instead, and then I'm going to run at you myself, or I'm going to do this and chase you down. And if you confirm that they're going to block it, like, you just run your set play in neutral. And yeah, good times. Good times. So once you put your opponent to sleep and they just can't react to everything you're doing, and you can start getting off Condensed Glooms in pressure and in neutral, like, your opponent's gonna have a miserable time dealing with Hilda. Okay, so next, well, the final special we're gonna talk about, very bleh special. Hilda's teleport. This is her A teleport. She can't do anything out of this. This is basically it. You will always teleport a set distance behind your opponent. Like, every time. Doesn't matter if they're in the corner or not. If they're in the corner, you'll still get behind them. Yeah. You'll mainly use A teleport as like a ghetto escape out of the corner, because you always teleport behind them, but like I said, you can't do anything out of A teleport. B teleport, on the other hand, you fall from the top of the screen like this, and you have all your air options. You can like cancel into stuff like that. You'll use this teleport to side switch during Oki. And you can use this as a way to cross up your opponent's inputs. It doesn't really cross your opponent up per se on Oki, but it will mess up their input. So, like, do something like that, and then, you know, Oki. It's the same thing as if you were to, like, you know, run up and do your Oki. It just teleport behind him. And you have to manually time the overhead yourself. Like, there's no trick. You have to just have it in you. You have to have it in you to get that overhead and like combo and whatnot. So that's teleports for. Like, if you're doing the Oki, like, and you want to also get out of the corner when you do the Oki, you want to keep it mid-screen or whatever, or you want to put them into the corner, you use B teleport. C teleport is this. You shoot projectiles. This one's bad. This one also sucks. Only notable teleport is B teleport. This one will happen accidentally, and you're just like, oh god, I did this. Basically it. That's as far as Hilda's teleports and crap go. Okay, so we'll talk about supers. So there's this super. This move use, but it's like 35 frame startup, and it's like plus 27 on block, and you can do it in the air as well. It's pretty good. There's quite a bit of startup to it, but because this move exists, it's not that useful, because that move you can do this, and it's like a pretty safe way to set yourself up to go in on the opponent. If that move did not exist, then that would be godlike, but it's not. So the nice thing about this though is, like, if you were to get hit out of this, like, once this move, like, once it's out, it's out. Like, even on hit, those, like, snakes or whatever that she shoots at you will hit you. The air version, I showed this earlier, is, if I can Tiger Knee it properly, or whatever, I'll just do it in the air. It's this. It's her Sword Rain super. This super is advantageous on block, and it's just a safe way of, like, making airborne attacks like plus. Like if you did this at the top of the screen and then you do this, like you also get a full combo. It's like I said, if this move didn't exist, then this super half circle forward C would be very good, but unfortunately you won't see that much usage for it. Final super to talk about, well, second to last, is this one. I showed this before. This is her 200-meter super. It's godlike. It combos off of basically anything. It's Gravity Squeeze from Marvel, except this is blockable. I don't even remember if Gravity Squeeze in Marvel is blockable or not, but the point is, this hits anywhere on the screen. Like, the entire screen is its hitbox. It'll punish anything, it'll combo off of everything. The only problem is it's not air unblockable. So, yeah. You want to make sure, like, you have the punish down, like, that into this, you know, full screen punish, because it's the god. Anyway, last super we're going to talk about is this booty super. This super upsets me. Not good at all. Once you fall under a certain health value, like 30% or whatever, if you hit all 4 buttons, you get this super. It does like 4K. Still sucks. You can combo into this pretty easily. It also takes up like all your meter. Like there you go. Takes all 200 of your meter. Your opponent, it does less damage than if you were to just do something like this. If you really wanted to do damage, you would just do this. Yeah, there you go. Like, this move sucks. The only thing that move has going on for itself is it does have invulnerability on its startup, which is something all other supers Hilda do not have. No, none of her supers are actually invulnerable. So that is your reversal super if you are that desperate to use it. Don't use it. It sucks. It sucks as combo fodder. Don't do it. So I'm not really going to show crazy advanced combos or anything with Hilda, but I'm just going to show the meat and potatoes of what you should be doing with Hilda. So basically, her combo theory works like this. You're going to do stuff into this move, and then you're going to do stuff into this move again. So the basic way to bring it out is like, you just do a generic ground string like that, right? You do your first launcher. So your first launcher could be that, or that. Once you do that, you have the option of doing a 3cc. You don't have to do a 3cc. You can just do stuff like that. You can just go directly into the other launcher, like that. Then do a 3cc, then end with Lynchpin. You can either, to end the combo, you can either do 3cc or you can do a dash C, like that. It's a preference, really. It's actually just entirely preference. Either one works. 3cc does a little bit more damage on average. That's basically it. Most air hits follow the same exact theory as well. Like 5cc, you hit him with the launcher, you hit him with the other one, you end in 3cc, Lynchpin. The points where I typically charge Lynchpin, it's always at the second launcher. So I do my first launcher, and here I'm holding B. I'll do 2, 3, 6A, then I'll slide my finger to B real quick. So my combos are like that, then holding B, 3cc. C, release B. You'll get it every time. You'll always get enough charge to get the linchpin. Those are like very simple, safe combos. You can do more advanced stuff like you can do stop bad. You can do stuff like this. CC. Yellow, you get like 100, 200 more damage. If you're comfortable doing those kinds of combos, it's fine. That's the third launcher. This is essentially your third launcher. Well, this into this generally. You get pretty good damage doing combos involving that. You know, wonky stuff like that, but it's kind of unnecessary. It's a bit excessive, but it's optimal. Once I upload this video to YouTube, I'll link my document that has like, you know, a whole bunch of combos and stuff you can do. I'm not really gonna go further into detail with her combo theory, just that's kind of how it works. Just random string into launcher, optional 3cc into a launcher, then you end your combo with either 3cc or dash B or C into B linchpin. The important thing is you always want to end in B linchpin. That is her combo ender. You want to end in either B or A linchpin whenever you can. And that's basically it. So her defense of options. On defense, like I said earlier, mash 2A is the safest thing. 5A, another good poke to mash out with. Bail off. You're kind of invulnerable during the startup of it to a degree, and it blasts your opponent away. So, in between the gaps of your opponent's pressure, like, if you can get a bail off to get your opponent off you, that's great. It's baitable, you can OS bail offs, and if you're Gordeau, you can throw someone out of their bail off. With that in mind, it's one of your defensive options. It's pretty bad, but you'll need it. It'll get you out of stuff. It's a desperation tool, but you know, do that. The nice thing about Veil Off is if you hit them with a Veil Off, you have the meter to do like that setup, and you can kind of go in. So it kind of like completely flips the tables on the opponent if you can actually hit them with your Veil Off. It's a little hard to hear over the music. Crap. I'm guessing. How about now? Let me lower that. Is it good now, LPT? Alright, awesome. I'm pretty sure Gordeau can, do a simulation and throw the opponent out of Veil Off. Yeah, 2 and 4B can throw the opponent. In fact, I can just show it. Yeah, he can 2 and 4B. Yeah, just to show why doing Veil Off against Gordeau sucks. Yeah. Yep. Yeah. Look, it even came out and I still got thrown. Like, life sucks. Gordeau's strong. He's a little too strong. But anyway, 5A, good poke to mash out with. 2A, good poke to mash out with. 3B is your anti-air, so that's important. Throw, I heard this throw is like 4-frame startup. Don't take my word for that. All I know is it's very quick. It's probably faster than anything Hilda has to mash out with. So mashing throw out of stuff is kind of a thing, but it's a terrible idea regardless. But your Hilda, if you're blocking, like, you're screwed regardless. So do whatever you have to do to get the opponent off you, even if it's super scrubby. Another thing you can do, it's this beats people trying to throw you, trying to A you a lot. You can just dive kick over either one of those options. This also works kind of works on the same principle as J2C, except even scrubbier, but like better hitbox, so it catches people who try to, like, you know, back off against you. Yeah, throw should be around 4 to 5 frames. It's pretty quick. Okay, so carrying on. Yeah, that's basically your defense. And like I said, if you're really low on life, then you get to do her infinite words thing, and if it hits, congrats, you got like 4k. If you didn't, well, you're dead anyway. That's basically help with defense, just you're guessing on that. Hilda pressure, I'll just give you like kind of ideas of how to stop certain things. Basically, if you want to stop people from hitting you with reversals during your pressure, you definitely want to use whiff cancel pressure. You just do whiff cancels, you kind of wait a bit, you know, keep yourself safe as possible. It's really simple stuff like that. You know, you can dash and block like immediately, so you can also use that in your pressure. Like, you can then be fine, stuff like that. You know, that's how you bait people who are trying to just reversal out of your pressure. If you want to stop people from mashing, you include like a lot of delays. Like, you just delay your pressure. You use like crap like this. You delay cancel like that. Like, all basically Hilda, like, you can't really mash Hilda's pressure because she's always at such a safe range with her stuff. Like, you have to generally just reversal. The only time you can kind of mash her is if she's in your face, and she will probably, I know if I was the Hilda player, I would keep my strings super tight until you're at a spacing where I can afford to stagger you. Am I playing UNIEL at TSB? Yes I am. I will be entering TSB 28th, and I will play UNIEL there. So yeah, so to stop shielding. Stopping shielding is a bit trickier. I'll pick Hilda as my training dummy as well. Basically, to stop shielding, you need to react or anticipate how your opponent is going to shield your pressure. Okay, so let's do a recording, for example. I am gonna record a string like that, right? I'm gonna play it. Or not. Let's try that again. So I am gonna... Whoops. Crap, I'm bad. How about I just do something like this? Then, no, that sucks. There we go. So, Suppose that was bad shield. Alright, that wasn't fast enough. Let's try it with an overhead. I'll try with this again. Okay, that should work. So yeah, like, if the opponent thinks like, oh, I'm gonna like do spike, like the low spike, hit them like that. If they're trying to anticipate the you know, like the not the condensed gloom, the Lynch pin, they'll get caught by that. Yeah, you just get hit. So you need to like pay attention to their shielding habits and try to sneak in attacks. Sneak in like an attack to beat kind of how they're standing around, or like how they're shielding. That is definitely the key to hitting people with Hilda. You need to use like Lynch pins. You need to use your charge 5C. Condensed gloom, even chain shifting. Like, you see someone like, imagine I'm just doing stagger pressure, and like after the third A, after Hilda blocks the third A, I can hit her with Lynch pin like that for crouch shielding. That's why chain shift's good versus shielding. You can see what they did. So you can also, like, you know, do 3 A's, chain shift, and then assault at them if you saw they crouch shielded. Chain shift is a pause button. It lets you look at the screen and determine what's your best course of action. So chain shifting to crush shielding is great. To stop movement versus, like, to stop the opponent like moving in on you, it's basically the same idea as earlier. You know, use stagger pressure, whiff cancel. Like, if they try to move forward against all that, they get hit. How to bait their throw tech and throw us. How should I go about recording this? Okay, I'll just record a block string. Something like, right? So here, I'll just play it. It's like, oh. So as you saw, I did a throw tech there. So I did it early, I mashed them out, I did it too late there, and I got hit. Basically, you want to just stagger your pressure in a way that, like, you can hit them if you know they're OSing. Like, if you've already established that you will bait their throw by doing stuff like you know, like stagger pressure and assaulting in their faces like this. That's generally how you'll beat, because usually if they're gonna OS throw, they'll OS throw like this with a crouch shield, or they'll just like straight up try to throw. So assault beats both those options, but it'll lose to like this throw tech OS. This is how Hilda does it. She does 3 ABD. If they try to throw you, you'll tech. I guess I'll just try to show it. So I'll show it. So yeah, I teched there. Teched. Oops, did too early. So let me show if they try to assault at me. They get popped. Oh, I messed up there. They get popped. So, like I said about Hilda's kind of 3B. It's kind of a little weak because of that spacing, like at her head, that just doesn't have a hitbox there. So the way you beat people trying to throw tech OS is basically you just stagger them. You do crap that gives them the illusion that you're gonna actually like bait their throw. A lot of people do like that, and then they'll do that to bait the throw. So instead, you just do something like that, and that's generally how you hit them. If you know they're trying to throw tech OS, you just want to give the illusion that you're actually trying to like bait their throw tech, and instead just like hit them. That's how you deal with throw tech kind of situations. Let's see. I'm almost done. I'm incredibly thorough with these things. And how to beat people just blocking. If people are just gonna block Hilda, because they will just block Hilda, because I mean, like, there's not that much mix-up to her. Like, you're blocking just mids here, all mids. Like, if they're just like content with blocking you, you just run up, throw them. You run up and just assault at them like a bunch of times. Just keep trying to hit them with lows. Spam Condensed Gloom, like, just do like 3 glooms. Go nuts. If they're respecting, like, so if they're just gonna block you, then you will definitely be able to get Condensed Glooms off on them in pressure. And they like, no amount of blocking can save you from being wrong on a guess on that into that. That's how you beat people blocking. You just take advantage of their respect, and then you just put them in a really crappy situation. Like, your goal is to counter their defense. You need to play according to how they're going to play. If they're just going to mash all the time, then you just stagger. If they're going to keep trying to run at you, then you just keep sticking normals out in front of their faces that they can run into. If they're just going to block all day, then you know what? Put them in the vortex. Like, take advantage of their respect and just do really unsafe but, like, high reward things. And I already went over accept play stuff. Like, so I'm not going to go over that again. Basically it. Yeah, that's basically it for the overview. Everything else is just, you know, crap you can kind of just read, pick up on, watch other videos. This basically teaches you how to play Hilda, I feel. You know, just vary your strings, use whiff cancels and crap, you know, do good stuff. Be good, be the better player. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. This is very long. So yeah, any questions from the stream? If you guys have no more questions, I will end this, and I will be uploading this to YouTube, and I will also be editing the description on my Naruto tutorials to include timestamps, so people don't have to watch the 3.5 hours that I have up. Like, it's ridiculous. This was like 2 hours, which is also ridiculous, but a little bit more manageable. So enjoy. Please follow the stream if you haven't. Follow me on Twitter if you haven't, please. I do my best to make content and tutorials for people interested in learning the same characters I play. I've already done Ino, I've done Naoto, and now Hilda's going up there. Yeah. that's it. I will actually cut the stream and I will actually go to bed because I am pretty tired. So thanks everyone for watching. Thank you for sitting in the stream chat and bearing with me here. It's been fun. Thanks for watching, everybody.